Okay, so we're diving into the Kingkiller Chronicle today, but not focusing on Kvothe this time.
Right.
We're looking at Auri,
Yes.
the
Auri.
mysterious girl who lives in the Underthing.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their own theories about her, right?
Oh, yeah. Lots of theories.
But let's really get into the books and see what we can find out about her.
Yeah.
I think by the end of this, you're going to know a lot more about her,
For sure.
about her possible past,
Hmm.
and what her connection to Kvothe is.
Absolutely. And what her purpose is in the books.
Yeah.
She seems like just like a quirky side character at first.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, she could be like a key to understanding the magic system.
Oh, yeah.
Or even something bigger.
So if we go all the way back to Auri's first appearance,
Okay.
in The Name of the Wind,
Yeah.
when Kvothe first meets her, like deep in the Underthing, very skittish,
She's afraid of him.
and she's protective of her little world down there.
Right, right. And it's interesting, like, how Kvothe reacts to her, right? He doesn't think she's crazy or dangerous or anything.
Right.
He brings her specific gifts.
He does.
A dark bottle of honey wine, a round loaf of barley bread.
Oh, and a whole smoked salmon.
Yeah, whole smoked salmon. Like, how did he know?
It shows he has like a sensitivity to her needs,
An understanding.
even before they've ever really talked.
Yeah.
And that kind of sets the stage for their whole relationship, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like he's the only one who can get her to come out of those tunnels.
Out into the moonlight.
Yeah, even for a little bit.
And it makes you think about the Underthing itself, too, right?
Okay.
This maze of tunnels and rooms, abandoned workshops.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary to most people,
Totally.
but to her, it's a sanctuary.
It's a safe place.
Yeah.
And she can find order in all that chaos.
Right.
She talks about how it smells like cat piss everywhere.
Except for by downing in the blows.
Like, what is she sensing?
It's like she can feel something we can't.
Maybe the flow of magic.
Yeah.
What they call sympathy in the books.
Exactly. So her senses, they're heightened.
Totally.
She's so in tune with the world.
Yeah.
More than, like, normal people are.
And then there's the mystery of her past.
Right.
There are these hints that maybe she was a student
At the university.
before something happened
Yeah.
that made her go down to the Underthing.
A lot of readers believe that, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, she speaks so well.
Yeah.
She understands alchemy,
Yeah.
and she's terrified of the masters.
The masters of the university.
It all points to, like, some trauma.
And remember that scene
Which one?
where Kvothe tries to introduce her to Mola?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like so worried how she'll react
Yeah, he's afraid Mulla will say something mean.
or just look at her wrong.
And that'll send her back to the Underthing.
Right back to the darkness.
Exactly.
So we have to ask, like, what happened to her there?
What happened at the university?
Was she expelled?
Did she see something?
Something terrible.
Or was she part of some experiment?
Oh.
Like a magic experiment?
Yeah.
That went wrong.
It's a mystery.
Rothfuss loves those.
He does. But maybe the most interesting thing about Auri is her ability to name things.
Yes. Naming. That's so important.
It's like the core of the magic system in the Kingkiller Chronicle.
Right. To name something is to, like, truly understand it.
Its essence.
Its place in the world.
But Auri's naming is different.
How so?
It's not like what they teach at the university.
It's not so structured.
It's more like intuitive.
Almost instinctual?
Yeah, like when Kvothe brings her that honey wine
Uh-huh.
and she calls it 3 Bs.
Oh, I love that part.
She sees how everything is connected.
In a way that even Kvothe doesn't.
And he's supposed to be this prodigy.
Right.
It's almost like she's tapped into some primal magic.
Something older than the university.
Maybe even more powerful.
It makes you wonder if there's another way to learn magic.
Not just the university way.
Yeah, one that's more about harmony with nature.
Okay, so is Auri just this, like, broken student?
Who found safety in the Underthing?
Or is she something more?
Is she a symbol?
Of a different way to see magic?
Or a different way to understand the world?
And what about her connection to Kvothe?
Yes. Their bond is so fascinating.
He really cares about her.
More than almost anyone else, it seems.
Right.
So why is that?
Could she be like, what, he's losing?
His innocence.
Yeah, his wonder.
His connection to the natural world.
While he's getting more and more into, like, names and power.
Those are great questions.
We should think about those.
Yeah.
But there's this one fan theory we need to talk about.
Oh, okay. Which one?
The theory that Auri is actually Princess Ariel,
Yeah.
the lost heir to the throne of Vintage.
Yeah.
It's a really cool idea.
It is.
And there are some things that kind of fit.
Yeah, like how she loves beautiful things. And
Yeah.
she avoids the world above.
The above, she calls
Yeah.
it.
And she's just, she's whimsical.
Yeah.
Could be like she had some royal upbringing.
That went wrong.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get why people think that,
Oh, absolutely.
but I'm not sure I buy it.
Mm.
I mean, is there even any real evidence in the books?
Well, no, not directly.
It feels more like people want to give her a big backstory
Right.
to connect her to the wider world of the story.
Like to fit her into Temerant's history,
Yeah.
which is interesting in itself.
It is.
It shows how much readers care about Auri.
They want to understand her.
Yeah. But even without that Princess Ariel idea,
Yeah.
her story is still fascinating.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, she seems to know things that even Kvothe doesn't.
And he's supposed to be, like, brilliant.
Exactly.
It's really intriguing.
Think about it. She knows the Underthing so well.
Yeah.
She can sense these energies.
Yeah.
And she says things that are almost like prophecies.
It's like she's connected to something ancient.
Maybe even older than the university.
Do you think she could help us understand the deeper magic of this world?
Possibly.
Like, beyond what they teach at the university?
Because remember, naming is just one part of the magic system.
Right.
There are hints of other kinds of power.
Like, more primal.
Yeah. Like what the Chandrian use.
Oh, that's true.
Do you think Auri could be tied to that somehow?
I mean, she does move through the Underthing, like, so easily.
Effortlessly.
And she always senses danger.
And she gives Kvothe those warnings.
It's like she's in touch with something.
Beyond normal understanding.
Even the masters at the university don't get it.
Exactly. And Kvothe chose to tell us about her, right?
He did.
In his story.
Why? Why is she so important to him?
Is it because she's like a piece of himself he's losing?
The innocence, the wonder, the connection to nature?
While he's obsessed with names and power.
Or is there something more to it?
Something deeper.
Maybe he's actually learning from her.
Even if he doesn't realize it.
Yeah, like she's showing him a different path.
A different way to approach magic.
Not about control.
But about understanding.
Remember when Kvothe fights the Dracus?
Oh, yeah.
And he's exhausted, he's hurt,
Completely drained.
and he goes to Auri?
He finds comfort with her.
Yeah, she gives him that simple meal,
A quiet moment.
like a safe space away from all the chaos.
Away from the violence.
She gives him something no one else can.
Connection to something pure.
Yeah,
Untouched by all the darkness.
it's a really powerful moment between them.
It really shows their bond.
So maybe Auri isn't just someone Kvothe needs to protect,
Maybe she's a guide.
like a teacher.
In a way the masters could never be.
Wow,
Wow.
that's amazing to think about.
The girl from the Underthing,
Yeah,
leading Kvothe towards a deeper understanding of magic.
while he's stuck in the university.
So we have to ask,
What role will she play in Kvothe's story?
in the end,
Will she help him fight the Chandrian?
or will she become a victim
Oh, that's dark.
of the very forces he's trying to stop?
Especially with the frame story,
Oh, it starts.
with Kvothe. So broken.
disillusioned.
It makes Ari's fate even more uncertain
Yeah, like she's a flicker of light.
in a world that's getting darker.
So what does Auri really represent?
In the Kingkiller Chronicle.
It's a big question.
It is. I mean, we've talked about her past, maybe being a student,
Right.
her connection to Kvothe, her understanding of, well, everything.
Like she sees the world differently.
What does it all mean?
What is she there for?
What is Ari's true purpose in the books?
Is she a warning?
Oh, interesting.
Like a cautionary tale?
Yeah, about knowledge.
About how searching for power can destroy you.
Or maybe she's the opposite,
Right.
like a symbol of her,
A symbol of innocence.
of seeing the world in a different way.
Even when everything's dark.
That's deep. I think that's what makes Ari so fascinating.
She's hard to figure out.
Yeah, like she's this paradox.
Hmm.
Fragile, but powerful.
Innocent, but wise.
It's like she's holding up a mirror to Kvothe,
And to us.
to the readers.
Yeah, making us ask. What's the cost of ambition?
What do you have to give up for knowledge?
Auri represents a choice
A different way to be,
than what they teach at the university.
right? That ruthless, structured approach.
She shows us there's still beauty in the simple things.
Yeah, the wind in the trees.
Light on water,
She's like, live in magic,
the kind Kvothe's trying to master.
but she doesn't try to control it.
She's part of it.
I think that's why Kvothe's drawn to her.
He sees something he's losing.
Yeah, that pure spirit.
He wants to hold on to that.
And think about her gifts.
To Kvothe.
Yeah, always simple things.
Found objects.
but they mean so much.
To both of them.
Like that smooth stone she gives him.
Oh, yeah.
Not valuable, like money-wise.
But to Auri, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Balanced.
Peaceful.
It's what Kvothe needs.
It shows us what's really important.
Not money. Not magic power.
It's about being connected to the world.
Understanding it.
So, back to the big question.
Who is Auri? What is her role?
Is she going to be destroyed by the world?
Become a tragic figure.
Or is she more than that?
A guide, maybe?
Someone who protects Kvothe?
Like a force of nature.
I don't think there's just one answer.
She's too complex.
Yeah. But she's central to the Kingkiller Chronicle, I think.
Definitely.
She represents innocence,
Mm-hmm.
the beauty of nature.
I'm finding peace.
Even when things are bad.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing deep dive.
It really has.
Auri's such a mystery.
Wrapped in an enigma.
And that's why we love her.
Right.
We've looked at her past, how she might have been a student,
Her ties to Kvothe.
and how she sees the world so differently.
But ultimately, her role in the story.
Yeah, her purpose.
That's still to be revealed.
I guess we have to wait for Rothfuss.
He has to finish the books.
But until then, I guess keep watching the moon
And listen for those whispers.
from the Underthing.
Auri's story isn't over.
And neither's the magic she shows us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Auri.
We hope you learned something new about her and about the Kingkiller Chronicle.